to the fascinating world of Korean classical novels. Tonight, we delve into the desires of a woman sealed away in the pages of history. History branded her a licentious seductress. The world pointed fingers, calling her a wicked woman who brought chaos to her nation. But behind every accusation, there is always a hidden truth. This is the era of the seventh king of the Goryeo dynasty, King Mokjong. For my international viewers, the Goryeo dynasty was the kingdom that came before the famous Joseon of so many K-dramas. But the true power that moved Goryeo flowed not from the king's throne, but from his mother's bedchamber. Her name was Empress Cheonchu. She was the iron-willed woman who made her son king, and the dowager empress who held the skies of Goryeo in her hands. At the cold pinnacle of power, she was lonely. Her son was a puppet king, and she was surrounded only by fawning courtiers. Then, a man appeared, igniting a fire in her frozen heart. His name was Kim Chiang. Originally a monk, he was a man of humble birth, discovered by the empress's maternal uncle. But his eyes burned with an ambition that could swallow the world, and his every word was like honey, melting the empress's heart. As the nights deepened, the most revered woman in the land became an ordinary woman in the arms of one man. Neither the high walls of the palace nor the strict ethics of the era could stop their passionate love. With the empress's favor, Kim Chiang began to soar. Wherever his hand reached, the map of power was redrawn. Whatever he spoke became the law of the land. The court officials whispered, "The emperor of the day is King Mokjong, but the emperor of the night is Kim Chiang." Love gave birth to desire, and desire summoned destruction. Empress Cheonchu gave birth to Kim Chiang's child. The mother of the king had born another man's son. It was a scandal unprecedented in Goryeo's history. The existence of this secret son was not merely the fruit of their love. It was the seed of treason, a dream of a new dynasty. "Your Majesty, you must place this child on the throne. Our son must become the master of this nation." Kim Chi-young's whispers spread like poison. Empress Cheonchu was tormented. She was torn between her maternal love for her son, King Mokjong, and a new desire for the son she had with her lover, Kim Chi-young. In the end, she made a dangerous choice. The legitimate heir to the throne, Prince Daryongwon, was sent away to a remote temple. Attempts to assassinate him followed one after another. The palace filled with the stench of bloody conspiracy, and King Mokjong, trapped in the mad theater staged by his mother and her lover, became ever more isolated. But there were eyes watching their reckless sprint toward disaster. The sword that guarded the northern borders, General Gong Jo. He was Goryeo's finest warrior, a loyal subject who worried for his faltering nation. One night, King Mokjong secretly sent a letter to Gong Jo. "General, save me from their grasp and set this nation right." At the king's desperate plea, Gong Jo made his decision. He led 5,000 elite soldiers, piercing through the curtain of night, and marched toward the capital city. Was this a march to save the country, or the beginning of another rebellion? The capital was thrown into chaos. Empress Cheonchu and Kim Chi-young sensed that their world was over. General Gang Jo's blade was merciless. Kim Chi-young and his son were cut down without hesitation, and all their followers were purged. The power that had dominated an era turned to ash overnight. And Empress Cheonchu, having lost everything, she was no longer an empress. Love, power, and the dream of a new king had all vanished. She was exiled, sent back to her hometown in solitude. This is the end of Empress Cheonchu's story as recorded in history. History praises Gongzhou's coup as a decision that saved the nation, and brands Empress Cheonchu as a wicked woman who ruined the country. But is that the whole story? Perhaps, in a world dominated by men, she simply wanted to lead the nation according to her own will. Could it be that her love was not mere lust, but a political alliance to strengthen her own foundation? What is clear is that when an individual's private desire shakes the public system of a nation, the end is always a tragedy. If you found tonight's tale intriguing, please subscribe and like to dive deeper into our tales after dark. We will return next time with a story even more strange and captivating.